Hey guys, we're back on the channel today, here with a build guide for you in Nordic Ashes. Today we're going to be doing the Hafgrim Codex build. This one's going to be a lot of fun. This is the build that I use to beat the adventure mode on Expert, so we'll show you what it's about. We'll come over here into the Yggdrasil tree first. Now, there really are two main sort of skills that make this build really function. First one here is limit break, so you are going to have to come pretty deep into the combat tree for limit break. This is going to enable you to roll rare, epic, and legendary upgrades on your relics. This is really powerful. I'm going to combine that with experience gain over here, so an additional 80% experience. This is going to allow us to reroll more. So we'll just go down what I've got here on the tree. I've got nice start, which is 10 level points when you first start out. This is going to enable us to upgrade something straight away. Going to make the early game a lot easier. As I said, we took experience. We've also got XP attraction. Now, I like this. I think it's quite useful. I don't think it's strictly necessary for, damage output or anything like that, but it is really nice to have. I've gotten one here on item attraction just so we can unlock the boss XP collect. I think this one's really powerful. 60% of the experience lying on the ground when you defeat a boss is really strong. Now, we have taken the dash charge as well. I like having an additional dash charge. Again, not strictly necessary, but I think that's a really good one to have. Next, in the structures tree here, we're going to take Ascension Shrine. I think this is a must pick for this build. It allows you to ascend something straight away, which is really powerful, but also allows you to have that additional ascended relic throughout the run. In the combat tree, as we said, the main focus is limit break. We want 4 out of 4 out of here, so you are going to have to invest in the tree a bit to get there. I've also taken 5 out of 5 for boss damage. Now, with what I can afford here at the moment, we've gone 3 out of 5 for burn damage, 1 reroll. We've taken cooldown and damage, and we've just gone 1 into attack speed here. We actually have 10 to spend. Let's do a little bit more burn damage while we're here. And in the healing tree over here, we've just gone down the right side of the tree. If my cursor will be nice. We've taken the blue heart. And here we've taken the damage resistance. And down here we've taken 1 revive. Now, it goes without saying, but if you've completely maxed out the entire skill tree here, your character is going to be much more powerful. We just haven't had time to grind more than 400 or so leaves, 394 leaves at the moment. Now, there are sort of 2 main breakpoints, I'd say, with this build. One is when you get to roughly 150 leaves, you will be able to come down here and afford limit break plus the XP node. Once you get up to roughly 370, 380, you should be able to come down and afford the boss collect, as well as coming down into the defensive tree to grab this one and a revive. Now, again, not strictly necessary. You could go deeper into DPS if you are feeling confident. But I think on Expert mode or higher, it's nice to have some defensive options. Now, I'm just going to show you Hafgrim's skill tree here. You want to grab the blue hearts here first. Now, for this particular build, we're going to be focusing on the Thunder Codex and then the Fire Codex. So these two are going to be quite useful for us. Down here, we take the damage ones. Cooldown is nice too. I take damage first and then cooldown. You could do the other way if you really wanted to. Now, this build does not really focus too much on the ult, so you can grab this. It's nice to have, but it is just an addition rather than a part of the build. With that being said, let's put this up against Expert Asgard, and I'll show you how we go, how the build goes. So the idea of this build is to spread lightning everywhere around the battlefield, and then have our Fire Codex helping us out with single target damage if anything it is getting close to us. So to that end, we do want to come up here and go into our Thunder Codex pretty early on. So now there are three main stats we want here: damage, projectiles, and bounces. Cooldown is nice to have. Crit and effect prob, they're nice bonuses, but the main ones we're going to want here: damage, projectiles, and bounces. To that end, if you don't get what you want early, you can do a couple of rerolls here, just to see if we can get at least a projectile and a bounce early. We've got more projectiles, we didn't get bounce. How many points do we have? Alright, we've got 1 bounce here, so that's good. Now we will have to kill a few more enemies to be able to afford it, and that's fine. Alright, we got a second bounce here, which is really, really good. Okay, so at this point, what you want to do is come down here. I've got the teleport dash on from his skill tree. You want to avoid those little circles on the ground here in this level. You want to come down here and grab your ascension crystal straight away. Come up here and ascend with lightning explosion. While we're here, we can afford the bounce. So we've got 2 bounces already at level 5. That's really good. Now we're just going to go for as much damage projectiles as we can. And after level 6, bounces will be able to roll a bit more, a bit easier. So we'll try and get as many bounces in the last couple of upgrades here as we can. Alright, these rams on this level can be pretty annoying. With the Thunder Codex, though, we should be able to melt most things pretty quickly. The single target damage, we will need the Fire Codex for a bit of help, but as you can see early on, it's not too bad here. We do have an elite up here who shoots javelins at you, which can be annoying, but she's dead there. So we do have some extra levels here, so we may as well keep going. We've got another bounty, which is pretty nice, but we kind of do want projectiles. We do need more projectiles than this now, so let's re-roll. We would love projectiles and bounces to roll together, but considering we got lucky with the early bounces, we might take the projectiles here. Now we definitely want them to roll together. We're going to re-roll until we get it. Which we got unlucky there, that's fine. We'll keep going later. Alright, we're going to come down and check out the map event down here inside the spikes and see what it is. As a boomerang, we don't really want that, so we can just safely avoid. You want to keep your distance from the rams. They can damage you from pretty far away. Alright, and those javelin throwers can be pretty annoying too, so... Alright, we're doing pretty good here. Early game. This one down here, the spiky looking altar, it takes quite a bit of time to charge up. Now that has some really powerful buffs once it is charged, so keep your eye out on that in wave 3 or 4. You should be able to grab it. Okay. Just going to come down for the other map events. We got an ice crystal. It's only 15 seconds. Normally, I wouldn't bother too much with the ice stuff early on here, as it's not really essential for the build that we're trying to create. But 15 seconds isn't too bad, and it gives this thing a chance to give us an extra $1 as well. We do have a stone one up here. We can check that too. I don't think we checked this one yet, did we? No, this is a free extra heart, extra red heart, so we absolutely take that. Now we can come over here and try and check the yellow ones. These ones can be a bit tougher to do early on. It's a slingshot. We're not going to take it for now. I think we'll be okay without the extra slingshot. Slingshot is pretty nice though, so we might end up grabbing it later if we've got enough XP to level something else up. Alright, now here we want to keep re-rolling for our... There we go, perfect. Damage, projectiles, bounces. Exactly what we want. And now we got the legendary. We want this to land on damage and bounces and projectiles again, really, if we can. It's just giving us cooldown. I mean, that's pretty good too. Having the cooldown, it won't have as much base damage if we do this, but it'll go off more often, and it's got more projectiles and bounces. That is actually a pretty good roll there too. We might keep that for this attempt here. Okay. These ones with the additional shields, they can be tougher, but he still died all the same. Alright, so the reason we don't want to take the other stuff early on is to thin out the loot pool that shows up in the chests here. Having additional damage or recharge on the, or cooldown, sorry, on the codex here is going to be really nice. We might do damage though, because we have plenty of cooldown and stuff coming in our last upgrade there. You do want to make sure to grab all the spare currency that's lying on the floor too. There will be coin lying around. And I think we'll grab this one here. I think this is going to be pretty good. So 10 projectile, 6 bounces at base, 0.68 on the cooldown. So it's going to be going off almost twice a second there. Twice every, 1.3 seconds or whatever. Got a stick down here. 6 is your +1 damage and attack speed. It's only $5. I guess we can take it. The extra stats don't hurt. It is a relic on the side here, so okay. Let's keep going. We could grab the slingshot later if we wanted to. The slingshot is probably one of the best weapons, I would say, unless you're running a weapon character specifically. On Hafgrim here, we don't really care for the weapons too much as we're a magic user. We can grab the extra coin there as we run past. So first boss in here can be pretty tough. What we want to do now is grab more XP from our skill tree as well. So let's start doing that too. It's the node down here. We probably could have done this a little earlier, but it's okay. We'll grab it now, and it's going to allow us to level up even more as we go on here. Maybe we should have taken that a little earlier, but that's alright. That should be enough for one more. Because we want to be able to re-roll our choices quite a bit, the extra XP is going to be really, really nice, and it will stack up quite a bit. Now, if we find XP ring on the ground or in the shop, we probably want to pick that up because that'll attract all the XP on the ground to us. It's also the reason that we took the XP attract from the bosses in the skill tree. Okay, we just want to avoid her spears. Very good. There's another elite over here. You can always check on the mini-map. There'll be the skull icon. This guy doesn't really do that much, but he's defensive, so he'll take a few hits. Alright, now I think we have gone for most of the stuff on the map here that's interesting thus far. Could head back up towards where all this money is for now. And we do have a bit of currency to spare here, so let's go into the Fire Codex now. Now with the Fire Codex, what you really want here is damage, projectile, and projectile speed. In my opinion, those three are going to take you the furthest here. Now the first two level ups won't naturally roll projectiles. You will have to re-roll if you want them. But level 3 projectiles will spawn here. Oh, we got legendary damage with projectile speed here. This is really good. But now we definitely need projectiles to roll, so that's really good. Projectile and projectile speed and damage. That's exactly what we want. We'd love one of them to be legendary, of course, but speaking of which, I typically don't pass up the legendary offers, especially if they're, one of the stats that you're looking for. That's pretty good though. Now this thing won't be very strong when you start out, but that's okay because later on it's going to be really useful for what we're doing. But early on here, the Thunder Codex is obviously putting in a lot of work for us, as you can see. Okay, just watch out for the javelins. Oh no, it's a ram. So he can damage you from relatively close if you're not careful, so just keep your distance there. Alright, we're just about at the boss here, so this boss battle can be kind of tricky. No pun intended, but our Thunder should put in a lot of work for us there. We almost almost dodged straight into into the checkboard there, and we just got out of that one. That was pretty lucky. Alright, as you can see, Thunder doing some good damage for us here, so we don't really have to worry too much about our DPS. Later on, Thunder Codex by itself, we might need a little bit of help, but the Fire Codex, getting it for extra boss damage later on is going to be pretty nice. Right now we don't really strictly need it. Getting confused here is pretty annoying. It can be hard to deal with. And if you get stuck in this kind of situation, you can always dash through if you really want. I think we took a hit there, but that's okay. He's almost dead. And we can just try and find the gap. There you go. And we got him. No, is he still alive? Yeah, there we go. He's dead. Alright, and there's the XP attract after a boss kill. So we got a ton of extra levels to work with in here. And we got another Ascension Crystal. Alright, so generally speaking, on the harder difficulties, you're going to want to roll for some defensive options in here. Now, obviously, if you get some good offensive choices, you want to take them as well. I like the electric cage here. I think it's pretty good. It's only $3, and it will go pretty well with our Thunder Codex that we've been leveling up. So, over here is a green heart, so that's an extra heart for us that'll drop some XP. Grabbing the Burning Gauntlet for $7 is probably worth it too. It gives us some pushback on our Fire Codex, which is pretty nice. The bait's okay. Or we could reroll for better defensive choices here. You know, I might do a reroll. I don't think we really need the bait so much right now. Prism. Not really what we want. Heavy Stone, minus move speed, for plus damage, 2.5. If we took this, we could repair the move speed damage and just take a flat 5 damage buff there. Now here we have an XP ring. This is, I think I mentioned this one before. This will suck up all the XP on the ground for you. It's actually really useful, so we're going to grab it. We're also going to convert a little bit of XP into money because we want to grab the blue heart. And we want to reroll as well, so let's see if we can get anything better. Burn enemies have 25% chance of throwing one fireball, dealing 35 damage. That can also burn. Restore all red hearts. Not really what we're looking for at the moment. Let's do another reroll if we can. We'll convert a little bit more into money. We're just looking for either goblet or some more hearts here. And we've got some more hearts, so we'll just grab them. We'll use our... Hold on. We'll use our blue thing first. Grab the heart. And we'll grab... Oh, we don't have the money. Noki gets in the way here sometimes. It can be a little bit annoying. The bazooka. The bazooka's kind of fun, but not really what we're doing with this build here. So maybe we save the rest of our points here now. I think I'm going to grab the legendary projectiles here. And we got a really good roll here too. Oh wow. We're actually getting pretty lucky with some of these, so... we only got common on the damage. We could we could reroll, or we could just take what we're given here and not get greedy. Let's grab it. It's pretty good. What we're gonna do, we could always ascend this thing first, or we could double ascend our codex first. Now it's a bit of a toss up. Both options are really good. What we might do is just grab the other XP ones while we're here, though. As we go into wave 3 and 4, it might actually be worth having the double ascended codex here. Each impact has 25% chance to electrify the floor for 5.12 seconds. So, alright, let's head out into wave 3. Things can get a little tough here. As you can see, our fire codex is now spinning nice and fast, and there's a good amount of projectiles, so that's actually really helpful. We got a flame key ring here. I guess we can take it. I mean, why not? We should be alright to just chill here for 20 seconds, 30 seconds. And it's a 20% chance of exploding. And a lot of the enemies will be burned that get close to us. Now, the Thunder Codex is the one that's actually doing the most DPS for us in this build. So it's not strictly necessary to grab this one, but I guess we'll take it to buff up our Fire Codex, which we do like. Now, at this point, we are going to want to grab some of the XP, and we do want to start leveling up our base stats. So the extra projectile speed, burn damage, and the extra damage from over here is going to be really nice. We can't afford it right now, though, so... the boomerang in there... Oh! Got out of that, just... we're going to ignore the boomerang for now. Come down here. And I don't know if this is fully charged yet. We've got 3.5, 4 minutes left on that, so I'm gonna have to wait and see what it gives us. We'll go down here and we'll take the mug though. So this will give us 2 empty red heart containers. This is really useful. Just gotta get 350 shadows. So stay away from the rams. Oh no, she got me with her spears, or javelins. Alright, we did take a hit there, so that's unfortunate, but we'll be alright. Okay, we've got mead. It's pretty good. Now we want to grab the red potions we see on the ground. Okay, we don't want to get the slingshot. I don't know if it's really going to be worth it in this build. Maybe it'll be useful for the late game for doing extra damage. At the moment, though, I think we'll come down and grab the money, as it's totally full right now. We actually have a second yellow one down here, so we can check what this is. See if it's something something better for our build. And we'll grab the health potion too. Maybe the extra... what is this one? I can't remember. Is that cooldown? I guess we'll do it and find out. 50% cooldown. Oh, if you take damage, it will break. Oh, I don't like the glass cannon ones. Oh, well, we've committed to this anyway, so... Now you get to see why I avoid the ones that I don't really think are necessary for the build, because these yellow events are probably the hardest ones on the map, and the spikes can be really annoying. There's a spike wielder somewhere out here. Probably one of my least favourite attacks to try and avoid in this game are these spikes. They're just really annoying. Really annoying. It's one of the only things that'll damage me in here. Ugh, it is what it is. Item attraction, XP attraction. Maybe go more XP attraction here. Alright, we took her out finally. Alright, we've got a last thing, so as long as we're not taking any damage, we'll have more cooldown, which is nice, but I don't think that was worth it at all, because we took a few hits and wasted our hearts, so that's why I say not to take the ones that is not useful for your build. There's no point in putting yourself in harm's way like that on the harder difficulties if you're not going to get a useful item out of it. We can use our XP attraction ring here towards the end. We actually have 30p here to spend too, which I have been neglecting, so we'll come up here, grab the base stats, convert your cooldown to damage, which is lovely. We'll take base stats, we'll come up here, we'll grab the defensive one, and we'll do paralyzed enemies, extra 25% damage. Come down here for projectile speed. Come over here for burn damage. And that's all we've got for now. We can take the ult as well, but it's not really necessary on this build. It's a nice extra to have, but yeah, it's not really super necessary on the build. Now you can see our Fire Codex is, it's nice, but not ascended. It's not, you know, it's not super amazing. It's nice to have for the extra boss damage up close though. Or elite, you know, single target damage I should say. Not just bosses. This spiky altar down here might be charged now. We can have a look what it is. And we might actually grab the slingshot. It's got 17 seconds, so I guess we can just chill here. And maybe if we feel like we need it, we can grab the slingshot, I guess, on the last wave, but... Oops. Almost got hit there. I've got multiple spear users here, which is pretty annoying, so you can die. Alright. And it's at 0, so let's see what we get here. We've got an immunity knot. Protects you from every adverse status effect. So, It's good, but it's not really the one we wanted out of there. We would have preferred the one that makes the enemies not immune to any status effects, or the goblet that takes a revive. It's not bad. Not a bad option for us though, so we won't be able to be done by any status effects, which is nice. We could grab this, but we're about to do the boss, so we're not going to do it right this second. Now this boss here can be a little tricky as well, as her wandering bow, you can't really see where it is at all times. It's kind of hard to keep track of at times, but you should be alright once you sort of learn the patterns here. We'll hopefully do it without taking too many hits here. And you do want to come out and take out these elites early, because they can be pretty annoying. Okay, we're just trying to avoid as much of this damage as we can here. Alright, so there will be moments where she does multiple beam attacks at the same time, which can be a little tricky, but I feel like we've got enough damage here that we're doing okay. We just gotta avoid... nope, we took one there. We spoke too soon, took 2 hits. Nah, that's unfortunate. Should be dead just about here. But yeah, unfortunately we did take a couple of hits there at the end, which not ideal. We will want to take some more defensive stuff in here if we can to make up for that. Unfortunately the bosses deal 1.5 hearts per hit. I've got a fire potion which gives us a fire heart. We'll take that. We don't need a heal. Additional dash of 15 is pretty nice though. I think we'll grab that. Don't really care for the axe. Don't really care for that. We're gonna do some re-rolling here and just fish for defensive options. The bread's good. A full heart container. And we can get a green one over here. It gives us, what are we, 9 hearts? Let's keep fishing. We need more money. We can take the extra projectile over here for 25. It's a bit expensive, but extra projectile's nice. We didn't want to do all of them. Oh well. That does give us a chance to reroll. Maybe we take the extra projectile for some offense here. And we're going to do a reroll for some more defensive choices. I've got a shield. And we've got 2 shields in here. In fact, we could grab them both. I don't think there's any harm in having multiple shields here. And we can grab another fire potion, or fire heart rather. That leaves us with 10. Let's do another reroll here. What does this one do again? Oh, that's the immunity destroyer. That one's actually pretty good too. Is there anything we desperately need to upgrade right now? I don't think so. We're in a pretty decent place with the build there, so let's convert these. See what we can afford. This one will allow us to both paralyze and burn all enemies. No one will be immune. It's actually pretty strong, so I think we will grab it. And we have enough for another green heart here, so I think we'll do that. And this one, burned enemies have 25% chance of throwing out 2 fireballs. It's okay. Do we save up a bit of money for the last shop here? %25 chance. I don't know if it's really necessary. Maybe we could grab a bit of move speed though. Do we have, what's our base move speed? We don't really have any. You know what? Let's do it without the move speed. I'll show you. It isn't really necessary. To that end though, we have 1 Ascension Crystal. So let's first just go out into wave 4. You see our spinning fireballs here? They're not It doesn't have the biggest area. We do have area from our skill tree we can grab though. So I don't know if upgrading the area on them is particularly necessary. We could go for the bigger orbs with more damage. I think that might be a good call for the build currently here. Alright, so we do want to take damage on our Thunder Codex. I think that's a no-brainer. So let's go over here. Let's make the volcanic orb, so increase the damage and the size of the fireballs. Now, in our skill tree over here, we can take area to make them a bit bigger. So not too fussed about the area of them right now. As you can see, they're doing a good chunk of damage here, and they're going to burn everything. Nothing will be immune anymore. This is a... Okay, so we've got ascended our three... No, we've used our 3 ascension crystals. Double ascended the thunder. We've got our fire codex ascended. We've also got 3 dash charges, which is really, really nice. And we've got our multiple shields too. So we're sitting pretty good here at the moment. Hopefully, we'll just try and play it safe towards the back end of this run. And he rammed me, unfortunately. So that did take off the shield. As you can see, our fire codex will just annihilate him though. So now, ooh, we could take projectile speed. Getting it above 3 is pretty nice. Having it spin like super fast is pretty pretty strong here. We got the slingshot. Do we want to take the slingshot here too? Might be a bit risky. I'm not sure if the extra damage is really strictly necessary at this point here. We could have a look at the map events and just see if there's anything else interesting aside from that one. So some of these elites will use the same attacks as that previous boss we fought. Can be kind of annoying. I'm just going to try and lure him away from that. I don't want to accidentally activate the slingshot. We could take it, but I think we'll just play it a bit safer here at the moment, just to try and complete this run. We've got a boomerang up there. We don't want to really grab that either. Alright, I think that dinked one of our shields. But that's one of the reasons we want to go into the shop with some currency, because re-rolling to get defensive options is going to be really, really nice on the higher difficulty runs you're doing. We're just going to try and go down for the other map event here, just to see what it is. Now, as you can see, things do get kind of busy on wave 4 here, so if you really need to take an additional weapon, you know, feel free. Don't limit yourself just to copy the build exactly 1-to-1, you know what I mean? If you really feel like you need the additional firepower, then the slingshot is actually a really, really good choice of all the weapons, especially for Hagrid here, as you don't really want to be getting too close to the enemies to use swords or that sort of thing. Having the slingshot with all the bounces is really, really nice. And we actually ran past it. I was talking too much. I pressed the wrong button there too. Whoops. 7p for... What is that one? Oh, the Meteor Crown? Oh man, I guess we could take it. Keep going on our burn damage there. I think we'll grab the bit of area too. And maybe we'll go duration for our codex. We could also unlock the alt now. We haven't done that yet. So you should see they're a little bigger. The last couple upgrades there will help with the area. And as long as we don't take damage too often, our shields should come back here, because we do have pretty good cooldown on this character. So your goal in the final wave here should really be getting through without taking any damage. And we do have our XP ring, so we do want to use it here right at the end. Alright, we've got the door. Let's go in. Alright, so one final shop before we take on the last boss here. Now, we got a bit of XP to spend. Do we want to level anything else up in here first? May as well go to the last couple in the area. We could take our Void Crossier just for extra ad clear and damage and stuff. What you can do at the end here is really farm up some base stats as well, though. Cooldown's good. Area and damage. And there's an epic chest. I think we'll reroll the chest there, though. Attack speed, move speed. Do another reroll. Kind of like these ones for what we're doing here. Now, I don't think you can get hearts roll on the final shop here. I think it's just Talcor's normal items, which he doesn't have heart. So that's why you want to stock up on defensive stuff in the shops previously. We could upgrade this, I guess. Projectiles and damage. It's kind of nice. We don't have enough XP left anyway, so I think we're okay in our skill tree here. I don't really think we need too much else. So I guess we farm up some base stats here. Damage. Projectile speed. Let's just convert the rest into money. Projectile speed. We'll do one more reroll here and see what we get. +1 projectiles for 12. Let's grab it. And we'll grab the cooldown, I think. Alright, we spent just about everything. We can afford the 2.5 move speed. I guess we'll take it. Alright, so we're going into the final boss here. 3 dashes. We've got multiple shields. We've got, what do we have? 11 hearts and a revive. As long as we don't play poorly here, we should be okay. Now, you just wanna play it safe in these rooms. There's a lot of enemies in here that can be really annoying. Especially the projectile and the beam wielding enemies. Yeah, 3 dash charges, you can make it pretty nice for avoiding damage. Now you will have to fight Odin along here. Sorry, is it Odin? No, it's Thor. Sorry, Thor first, and then Odin is the final boss. Sorry, I mixed them up there. But yeah, you have to fight this guy. He has a ton of stuff you have to avoid. He'll eventually come in here. He starts on the outside there. We got hit there, so let's try and play it safe at the moment. Alright, here he is. He's inside. See our fire codex for extra damage. I think our shield took a hit there. He should be pretty close to dead. We used all our dash charges there. Okay, that's alright. Alright, we got through him. This guy over here should die. Alright. Alright, so just got the final boss here now. He's got 2 phases. Can be kind of tricky on expert mode, but I think we've got enough defenses here that we should be okay. This guy's got his shield up, which makes it take a lot of hits, but he just doesn't do anything when the shield's up. He just kind of sits there. As you can see, the lightning's taken out most things before I even get close to it. So, alright, so let's go into the final boss here. As we said, there's 2 phases. So first phase, not super difficult. We're just gonna have to try and avoid his attacks. Alright, our shield took a hit there. Just dash out of that if you need to. Alright, so he does pull up a shield at a certain point there, but you should be able to still kill him here. Now, the fireball attack along the ground, I think is probably the hardest one to avoid. It does have a pretty big area on some of these other ones though, so you're just going to have to watch that. That's why having extra dash charges is really nice here. Alright, so that's his phase 1. Yeah, we did take a couple of hits there. Alright, his phase 2 here can be pretty tough as well. He's got a lot of attacks that are pretty annoying. You can stand in a little circle to avoid getting wiped. Generally speaking, you just want to try and get out of the attacks. Alright. Yeah, so the extra dash charge is really, really nice for the boss fight here. Just to be able to move around more freely. Now, his attacks will hurt if they do hit you, so you got to watch out, but he's dead, so... And we survived with 5.5 hearts there, I think it was. We didn't quite hit level 200, level 193. We could have farmed up more XP there and gotten above 200, but obviously it was successful anyway. So Thunder Codex, 7.8 million. So obviously now you can see why we go into the Thunder Codex early and double Ascendant. 7.8 million is huge. Now, Inferno Codex, you might think, oh, I did no damage compared to the Thunder Codex, but it actually helps us out with the elites and anything that gets close to us and the bosses, so it's really nice to have. But there you go, guys. That is the Hafgrim Codex build, expert mode. Now, you can throw this build up against Ragnarok. The higher up in the Ragnarok tiers you go, the more of the passive tree you're going to need, but this build will still work for you. But that's it, guys. So if you enjoyed the build guide, consider hitting like and subscribe to help our channel grow. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have an amazing, fantastic day. Take it easy.